if you play Destiny 2 for a while, you probably already know about Lucky Pants and how they pair famously with Malfeasance. But for this one, I wanted to step outside of the usual and show off a different hand cannon. One I actually grinded for and ended up loving way more than expected. Let's dive into it. For exotic armor, as mentioned before, we're gonna go Lucky Pants. Lucky Pants gives plus 20 airborne effectiveness, 6.25% increased sprint speed, and 33% higher slide distance when readying the hand cannon. Then the most important perk about Lucky Pants, illegally modded holster. When swapping to your hand cannon, hits build up illegally modded holster stacks for 6 seconds, up to 10 stacks. Each stack is 45% increased hand cannon damage, which is up to a 450% total damage boost on 10 stacks. A little side note, heavy burst hand cannons, like the one I will be utilizing, generates 2 stacks per shot input. After the buff expires, you get out of luck and have to wait 10 seconds before reactivating the bonus damage. For the super, you can pick whatever you enjoy most. Personally, I'm running Silence and Squall. Great for orb generation thanks to my weapons and crowd control while keeping mobility high. As for the class ability, we're gonna go Gambler's Dodge. It's a really classic pick here, helps us recharge our melee easily. As for the melee, we're gonna go Threaded Spike. Threaded Spike is just a beast for debuffing, eliminating and hitting multiple targets. Thanks to the sever it applies, enemies deal 40% less damage as well. For the grenade, you can go any you like. Personally, I suggest going Grapple for the repositioning advantage and because it helps unravel targets. In addition, it will feed into some of our mods. For the aspects, for the first one, we're gonna go Ascension. Spin upwards, join nearby enemies and become amplified. Amplified is a 15% damage reduction. For the second one, very easily we're gonna go Stylish Executioner. Eliminating enemies with any elemental debuff like slow or joiled grants invisibility. As for the fragments, we're gonna go Facet of Purpose. Orbs of Power grants buffs based on subclass. Since I'm running Stasis, I will get 2 stacks of Frost Armor per orb, up to 5 stacks, which is a 31.25% damage reduction. Then we're gonna go Facet of Awakening. Eliminating 3 enemies within 6 seconds of each other spawns an elemental matching elemental pickup. Then Facet of Dawn. How melee hits make you radiant for 5 seconds. This is a 20% weapon damage increase. Then we're gonna go Facet of Hope. Pass ability charges faster when you're having an elemental buff, like Amplified, Frost Armor, and Invisibility. 40% for 1 and 60% for 2. Then we're gonna go Facet of Protection, which is a 15% damage reduction when within 50 meters of 3 or plus enemies. If you prefer healing, you could swap in Facet of Blessing to start health regeneration on powered melee hits. Or if you're focusing on stacking up illegal modded holster damage, Facet of Solitude fits naturally, since you'll mostly be shooting and not throwing your melee anyway. The passive Sever Burst on precision hits helps debuff targets without interrupting your momentum. Let's get on the weapons. For the kinetic slot, it's fully flexible. I use Tinasha's Mastery, the Stasis Rocket sidearm with Chill Clip. Freezing targets, slowing, champion coverage, it's just really smooth and an all-arounder. Or the energy slot. Yesterday's question. Instead of pairing Lucky Pants with the usual suspect like Malfeasance, I built this around yesterday's question. A legendary arc heavy burst hand cannon from Trials of Osiris. I didn't initially grind for this role, but later on the testing, it came out as a really good overall role. My role is Closing Time. Once the mag drops below 50%, you gain plus 10 to plus 20 range and plus 30 to plus 50 handling. Those numbers are massive, especially mid-fight. Then for the fourth column, we have Headseeker. Body shots buff your position damage by 7% on heavy burst frames. Currently, it is flagged as bugged on Light GG. I'm not really sure to what extent though. On the other hand though, on Destiny Data Compendium, it is not marked as bugged. So I'm not really sure what it is, but I did want to mention it. Why would you choose this gun or any other gun over meta options? Very simply, because you might love them. For example, yesterday's question just feels snappy. It rewards hitting your shots, and in my testing it actually outperformed as well my Vorpal Warden's Law when I compared them side by side. As said before, sure, there are always better options, but this build was about making something personal work, and it ended up being way more fun and effective than I thought. For the heavy weapon, it's up to you. I'm running, I have no clue if I'm saying this right, Williams Terminus, the King's Fall machine gun for easy orb generation and accurate. For the armor stats and mod setup. For the overall stats, I focus on resilience, recovery and discipline. As for the mobility, just get it up to 50. Thanks to Amplified, which gives 50 mobility, we get that to 100. On the helmet, 2 times hands-on. Gain bonus super energy on melee kills. Remember that the grapple melee feeds into this as well. And an harmonic siphon, which will be stasis thanks to our silence and squad. Depending on the activity, you could switch up hands-on. Maybe for an ammo finder or more harmonic siphons. On the arms, ×1 bolstering detonation, which will give us 12% class ability energy when causing damage with our grenade, and twice focusing strike, which will give us 17% class ability energy when causing damage with a power melee. You could go something like impact induction to get your grapple back easier as well. On the chest, any resistant mods you need. If you want, you could equip as well charged up for an additional armor charge. On the legs, we're gonna go twice Arc Weapon Surge, which grants 17% increased damage to arc weapons when armor charge is active. And then Recuperation. Picking up an Orb of Power replenishes 70 health per orb. For the class item, we're gonna go Time Dilation. Armor charges last 15 seconds now instead of 10 seconds. Then we're gonna go Healthy Finisher, consumes 1 armor charge to restore full health after a finisher, and Proximity Ward. You gain a 200 HP overshield while performing a finisher. Thank you very much for watching the video. You can find the dim link in the description. I hope you liked the build and gave it a try. And if the build breakdown helped you implement your own favorite hand cannon, then this video was already worth creating. Have a great day, night, evening, morning or afternoon, whatever your time zone is, and hope to see you next time.